Hello, this is Michael Tracy. In this video, we'll show how you, the viewers, were able to quickly debunk the recent internet myth that Sandy Irvine was found by the Chinese and that his camera is secretly being kept in a Chinese museum. As background, Mark Sinnott, the author of The Third Pole, wrote an article asking whether there was an international cover-up of Mallory Irvine's ascent of Mount Everest. As is the case with all of Sinnott's post-truth writing, the article was a subtle masterpiece, but unfortunately probably too subtle. For those of you who do not think that Mark Sinnott is a post-truth genius, just read that title. However, the Salon article received little to no traction until an interview with Mark Sinnott appeared on Tom Pollard's YouTube channel, and an internet myth was born. The basics of the myth are that Pandu, the first Chinese woman and second woman to summit Mount Everest, recalled seeing a body on Everest at about 8,200 meters in 1975. And although Pandu was twice asked if she saw a camera and twice said she did not, an anonymous source recalled her saying that there was a camera. In the article, there is no mention of where Pandu saw the body other than at about 8,200 meters. But in the interview, a new fact was added that it was seen on the 1975 Chinese route. If that was Sandy Irvine, then mystery solved. We know the 1975 route with a high degree of accuracy, and there are no difficult sections on the route. It would just be a matter of pinpointing the grave along the route. For me, that would be the end of the journey, as I have no interest in digging up a grave. However, in that location, the body could probably be returned to England if the family so desired, and there would likely be enough interest to crowdfund such an undertaking. I realize the family has stated in the past that the body should be left on the mountain, but if Sandy Irvine were located at about 8,200 meters on the 1975 Chinese route, they would likely reconsider. That location is far too easy to get to, and grave robbers and treasure seekers would be partying like it was 1999. The location is only about 30 minutes off the standard route across easy terrain. And as much as I would like for my search for Irvine to be over, the anonymous person's story sounded too good to be true. But with the north side of the mountain still closed to foreign climbers, I decided to take a look. Looking through old Chinese pictures, I found one of the Chinese team climbing just below 8,200 meters and asked viewers what they thought about the object seen in the photo. Was this the body seen by Pandu? Numerous people came up with various theories, and most thought it was some type of collapsed or resting climber with something on his or her back. One user colorized the photo, which makes it a little clearer. From there, an astute viewer named ZYRL4IL noticed a similar scene in the BBC show Lost on Everest, which was produced by Liesl Clark. I'll link to the full video, but I want to analyze a still frame here so we can see they are indeed taken from about the same location on the mountain. The black and white photo on the left is from the book Another Ascent of the World's Highest Peak, and I will refer to that as the photo. And the still is from the video Lost on Everest, and I will refer to that as the video. Looking at the snowfields, this one is the same as this one is that one, and this one is here. And the rock, which is sort of an inverted V shape, is here and here. So now we have a photo and a video. Looking at the two, you can see the object was moved slightly from the photo location to the location in the video and appears to be covered in rocks, though with the video it is difficult to say exactly. Another viewer, Matthew Valade, looked into the Himalayan database and noted that there was a death recorded. And looking at the ever-changing Chinese expedition notes meticulously kept by Elizabeth Hawley, the myth that Sandy Irvine was found in 1975 has been debunked. Initially, the Chinese did not report any deaths on the 1975 expedition. Instead, they reported the triumph of the Cultural Revolution over the doctrines preached by Lin Piao and his master Confucius. Lin Piao being Mao's former second in command until a falling out occurred, and Lin Piao died in a mysterious plane crash. However, as the photo clearly shows a body right next to the route, and it appears to be partially buried in a later video, some story had to be concocted to tell the climbers. If there is a body, but no Chinese deaths, well, it has to be a Western body. And that was the story for 18 years. All the climbers were probably smart enough to know it was not really a Western climber, and also smart enough not to say otherwise. The anonymous source states he spoke with Pandu about the body in 1984. Yes, he has an incredible memory. And the official narrative back in 1984 was that it was a Western climber. Then in 1993, the Chinese announced that the death was indeed Zhoung-Yue, a political commissar who climbed to 8,100 meters where he had a fatal fall. And the photo shows the fatal fall was about 2 or 3 feet, so likely it was some type of heart attack, but fatal fall sounds better. Later still, the Chinese sought to clarify what had been found, noting that in addition to the one Chinese death, one body was found at 6,400 meters and one at 8,100 meters. The body at 6,400 meters is Maurice Wilson, and the 8,100 meter body seen by Wang was Mallory. Mallory's body being on the west side of a small rib on the north face, and Zhoung-Yue's being on the east, but at about the same altitude. Mallory was found in 1999 at 8,150 meters. The Chinese were fairly accurate with the altitude reported in 1996, and the date that information was provided and the accuracy of it should be noted. Curiously, the note repeats the Chinese statement that no old bodies found. It is not clear how no old bodies were found when they just said they found two. But such was life in the pre-post-truth era. In 2008, when Pandu was interviewed by The Economist, likely she had not received the 1993 memo that the body was that of Zhoung-Yue, or had simply forgot about it. And she repeated the old party line that it was a Westerner. So, mystery solved. The body seen by Pandu appears in photos and videos of the 1975 Chinese expedition, and it is that of Zhoung-Yue and not Sandy Irvine. And as Pandu said in the interview, there was never a camera, likely because Zhoung-Yue was not carrying one. So where does this leave us with finding Irvine? There was a Chinese sighting in 1960 by Zhu Jing, much higher on the mountain, and exactly who Zhu Jing was and where he was going that day will be the subject of a future video.